Well, I didn't know this. Apparently, when you pick a dandelion, roughly, it does this. A perfect tight. Look at that. That's absolutely amazing. The symmetry on that is just something else. I'll tell you now. That's just me and Alice picking. That's just me and Alice picking the blowy ones. Those ones when they're seeding. But this one I done really roughly. And that's absolutely. I'll tell you what. I've picked it off. I've done it. I've done it. Look at that. That's natural. I haven't done that. There's no way I've got the time to roll up a dandelion stem like that. That is immense. I tell you what, I'm really impressed with nature. Nature's winning. It's cool. As soon as we've got you here, we may as well show you a few things. I haven't got you on my technology. You see that? I thought that was bolt hardy. It's not. It's a variety of beetroot called Perfect, and I'm sure it would be perfect if I had planted it at the right time of year. It's all bolting. It's all gone. There we go. There's a lesson learnt, if nothing else. Yeah, so I've been taking out the... they're only small. I mean, there was one there, but it's gone. But, yeah, so... it's a mistake. But next year I'll have it. They're still worth it, though. I mean, I've had, like, kind of thumb-sized... which is quite small, really. Would I plant beetroot out again in October? Yes, I would, providing I got the right variety. I've obviously made an error there. It's all bolting. The only bit that's not bolting, which is weird, is this bit here. See it? That one there. That seems to be just ticking along nicely. You might get a harvest from that. But the rest is kind of so small. It's like 2 thumbs worth, which is a lot of effort, really. So might not bother with it. Oh my goodness, it's been so windy. My windtog yawn. It's been very windy. And so I've had some casualties. So brassica bed, I had to come out last night into depths of the wind and cover it. And I had to put stakes on because I found that actually, if you put a fleece on with no support, it all just collapses and breaks. It's pointless. So so I had to put a bit of fleece on last night, and I had to support it with some canes in it. It outgrew this support because I had that balanced up and going across, and it broke. I've used it in there. Anyway, yes, I've got something to show you in that bed when time comes. But the wind, it's really interesting to go out in your garden on a big storm. I'm just holding my camera now. No technology here, just my arm. It's really interesting to go out in your garden when the wind is blowing a gale. Last night it was an easterly. It was gusting 35 miles per hour. It's hitting about 18-20 now. It's a bit windy. The treetops are shaking a bit. I don't know if you can see that. No idea. But yeah, it's very interesting just to go outside and watch how your garden reacts in wind. And I learned a few things last night. The first thing I learned, I'm going back the other way now. The first thing I learned is this. This fence on broad beans is absolutely brilliant, right? But what you've got to remember is as soon as it's grown past that, you need to then get canes on it or something taller, otherwise it'll break. So that was my lesson last night. My PG onions, I was so surprised. I was watching them, right? And yes, they've got a little bit, that's broken, but they've stayed quite straight. And what I'm thinking is next time I do, the shallots are looking a bit sorry for themselves, I'll be honest. In fact, it's hard to tell what is shallot and what is grass. However, we shall persevere. I've just been given a few shallots with a lovely bottle of Guinness. Oh my god, well, dark ale I should say. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I cannot stress enough with shallots. Again, that's another packet of seed. What do you get in a packet? 200. There's a dozen there, if that, and you can hardly tell them between the grass. You've got to keep going with shallots, and luckily I was given some today, but I've also re-sown, and I've got some very small straggly ones going off in the tunnel, but oh my goodness, to get Zebrune shallots going are... I mean, I harvested 4 or 5 last year that were of any size, and they were, they were a lovely restaurant size, say. And there was a few around that I'd forgotten about. And they were tiny, thumb size. But still nice, and, look what I've grown. Shallots, curry, lovely. But I thought, right, focus on them. Zebrune shallots now, not the pickling shallots, that's another video. And I wanted to get some big bowls, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I hope in time to come we'll put a video together and we'll see some lovely shots here, but I can't see it's going to happen because it's not that they got battered last night, it's just that I've been given seedlings bigger than this, and these were started in January. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's okay. I've also had a bit of a revelation with radish revelation. Now, unfortunately, I can't edit the video to show Alice harvesting what she harvested earlier. Suffice to say, she had some proper good radish, the biggest I've ever grown. And I've left a few in, but they're all coming up now. But yeah, that's 3 or 4 weeks less than that in southwest Wales, between garlic, put in singly as very weak seedlings, and I remember telling you all they were getting battered, and they were. But we've had a lot. I'm over the moon with that. We've had some nice. I'll tell you what, I'll do one now. Look, okay, yeah, there's a bit of slug damage there. That's not the best kind of advertisement, but watch this now. Yeah, that's still okay. But we had 3 or 4 earlier that would double this. And Alice was like, handfuls. But anyway, I'm over the moon with the radish. Over the moon with the radish. I mean, I'll tell you what, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's do a little radish revelation and let's have them all. Little Alice will be gutted. That's better. We're talking about that size onwards. Over the moon with that. Over the moon with that. Ah, radish revelation. What else has been going on? Well, I've been trying to tidy up the tunnel a bit, and that's kind of a video in itself because it's nowhere near. I tell you what I've done is I've stripped out the rocket that was in my way. I will show you that because it looks so much better. And as soon as I got rid of that rocket, I've had a big harvest today, sorted out a few mates, and as soon as I got rid of that rocket, I could feel the fresh air, like, where is it? Over there. Feel the fresh air kind of pulsating through the tunnel. Foxgloves are out. Bees are loving it. So these I'm keeping for seed. And a few leaves. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I would have kept all that, apart from it being, what's it called? Apart from it being in the way, blocking out light. I mean, what a stem. I mean, it's a proper brassica stem, that. Who would have thought it, hey? I would even consider next year staking up rocket. Rocket that you overwinter. I'd consider like putting a stake in, a bamboo stake or a piece of sycamore or something, like a thin bit, just to kind of keep it. Because I think my mistake was, and I'll tell you what my mistake around all the rocket on the floor there. Oh, I'll put you up on this now. I'll take you off. Bear with me. Right, watch this. See? Look, all that was rocket. My mistake was I sown it broadcast. I just shoved loads of seed in there and it went nuts. And we've had cracking harvests. But the thing is now, it's getting smelly. Some of this I've not moved since December. And the smell last night coming off it was awful. So I decided just to half it. I was going to try and plant some outside. I thought, never mind. Let's just get rid of it. Out of sight, out of mind, start again. I've got tomatoes and chilies coming in here, literally imminently, but I can't find any compost anywhere. It's becoming hard to find down here anyway for me. It's probably okay for you. But yeah, and also the I'll tell you what I won't do next time is broadcast carrots like that. I've wasted so much seed. Next time I'm going to put a grid and do 1 carrot per station, as other channels have done, like I can't remember his name now. Grow Veg, is it? No, I don't know. He grows in buckets. You recognise the name, bucket. But yeah, it's too thick. I mean, this has had 2 thinnings out now, and even they are kind of flopping around, looking sorry for themselves. So it needs building up. Anyway, this is just a kind of a quick, better put something out before people lose interest. It's all good, it's all good. We were looking at, on the last video I had you on, we were looking at strawberries. And in fact, the video finished like this. Yeah, that's pretty much how it finished last time. So we might get some strawberries this year. All going well, keeping the rats and mice out. I feel like I'm on that now. I don't think there's going to be, well, gosh, touch wood. I put a little shelf in, just a little kind of shelf, just hung it by a bit of, I won't say string, it's more rope. Yeah. And it's actually nice to get the ceilings off the floor. I'm finding that the floor is quite dusty. Where I'm standing here, look. That used to be the actual growing space when we moved in. It was just like a middle bed and the paths are on the side. And you come in and you think, oh, I've got to put 1,000 cattle in there straight away. I've got to drain all those marshes. I've got to cut down all those trees. And no. You end up putting massive, short term you think, oh, this is what has to happen. But no, long term, you're like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I could have just left it how it was. Could have just grown in the middle and had the paths on the side. But you come in thinking, oh, well, this needs to be done. You know. But no, you don't. The lesson is you don't need to rush into anything. I am happy how it is though. I mean, you know, there's a designated path. Addis can run up and down when it's safe. And you know, it's fine. But this was the path, and it's growing really well. Nothing wrong with that. A little bit slow on this side. It's literally a little split between them. It's where I've separated the beds, but yeah, and there's not a straight edge or line or surface in this garden. I mean, the tunnel goes down, up, and it slants down the side. Hang on, it slants down. It goes down like that, and then it goes like that, and then it goes up again a little bit, and it goes up again, and it goes up again. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm like, I need to have a rest. Got a bad shoulder, just like Tony. I throwing the ball the other day. Oh, maybe lifting up the little ones too. But yeah, it's like nothing. There's no rush. Is the lesson for me? One project at a time, and there's no rush to be silly with. Got to get this done. Got to cut that woodland down. Got to tarmac all that and turn it into a car park. You know, There's no rush. It'll all wait. It'll be here next year. They're just examples I'm using from the top of my head. I haven't got a car park. I haven't got a bloody wood I want to cut down at all. But just saying, like, you've got to rush ahead is what I've learned. And also when you're carrying an injury, have a rest. Don't carry any wood apart from the shelf, or apart from those bit of wood you've managed to get from the builders down the road. Like, no, we won't see him go to waste. No chance. No chance. Tell you what, I'll show you before the minutes go, and it's going to end on this because there's a minute left. But I tell you what, I'm going to probably put this one out because